Hey guys, what's up? It's Vision with Visionary Beats. Today I'm going to be showing you how I would personally make a Juice World type beat. I've already got this pretty little melody laid out. I'm going to show it to you guys right now. All right, and with that melody, what we're going to do is we're going to add some counter melodies, some accent melodies, make it our own little vibe, and then go from there to our drum pattern. So let's get into it. All right, so for the next one, I think I'm going to add in probably another counter melody for as like a keyboard. Since I've already got this sound, like this, a higher frequency sound, I think I'm going to grab something that has like a lower tone, something, something like that, to kind of give it more of a lower tone sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy those bass notes for the first melody, go to my piano roll and drop these down an octave, and probably lower the velocity. And I'm going to hit Alt-R and randomize the velocity on these just a bit. I want to turn those down just a bit so they're not too in the way. Next, I'm going to add an accent melody. And what an accent melody does is it takes your first melody, your main melody, and it gives it accent, little accent sounds, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be called an accent melody, but it accents some of the main sounds and kind of brings them to the light a little bit more. And I really want to bring this main melody right here. I really want to bring this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my main melody. I'm going to copy those sounds. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add another instance of Omnisphere. And I'm going to pick like a Juice World uses a lot of bell sounds. So I think I'm going to I'm going to search here for bells and see what we can come up with. Nothing like that. Let's see how, I'm going to go ahead and paste these in so that we can see how they work. How they work with the actual melody itself. Lower the velocity a lot. Alright, and for the last thing I'm going to add in an arpeggio. Probably going to go to Nexus because Nexus has a lot of arpeggios for you to choose from. And the reason I'm going to add that is just for like fill-ins, kind of maybe when Juice would come in with the hook, or kind of like a lead up into the hook or lead up into a verse. So let's see what we can get here. I'm just going to add this. I'm going to add this as another accent melody because I'm not going to have it too outstanding, but I'm still going to have it to where you can hear it when he comes in. So let's label this accent melody. I'm gonna open up Nexus, and we're gonna click on arpeggios. And now with this vibe, Juice World has more of an ambient kind of soft sound, but for this one, I'm going for more of his trap side, but mixed in with his ambient sound. So what I need to do is I need to find an arpeggio that kind of matches that that sound. Stem, I guess you would say. Too high, sorry. Alright, I think this sound matches the vibe that I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do with that sound is I'm going to follow the bass notes in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these, Control C, and then I'm going to paste them in here, and I'm going to delete the top layers. like this. Get rid of these and lower the velocity of this. And what that does, that just kind of brings it out a little bit more. But for I'm not gonna have that the whole song playing, because nobody wants to hear an arpeggio the whole time they're listening to a track. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those 4 sounds, and I'm gonna show you the arrangement process when the beat is actually done, and then you'll get to hear it for yourself. But so now what I'm gonna do is, I have this Juice Wrld pack over here, and I'm gonna try to pull things from there if I like them. If I don't, then I have plenty of other packs to choose from. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna go to my Juice Wrld pack, and I'm gonna try to pull from there. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add in our clap. I think that snare works pretty well, so we're gonna try that out. If it doesn't work, then I'll just change the sound later on. But for right now, I'm going to use this clap. We're gonna record this in here. Alright, Alt Q to quantize that. Let's hear how it sounds. Alright, cool. Next we're going to add in our kick. Now, a lot of people will do 808s before kicks. I was having a bit of a season there where I was doing my 808s before my kicks, but I've learned that the best way to do it, for me personally, it helps my workflow, is to do kicks and then just copy the kick pattern into the 808s. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add our kick in here. And Juice Wrld usually has, you know, like, kind of like, I don't want to say like, well, they are unique, but I don't want to say like too like complex kick patterns, but they're not normal, you know what I mean? So like, you have a whole bunch of kicks in one area, and then at the next part, there's hardly anything. So we're going to try to incorporate that into this. Alt Q to quantize those. Let's see what we got. See that? I mean, I can already personally hear Juice Wrld on this. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and get our 808s in here. And now, for the vibe that I'm looking for personally, now Juice Wrld doesn't do this all the time, but he'll take an 808 that's really distorted, kind of like this, and he'll use that. It's not long, it's not too long, it's not too short. You can hear it perfectly. What I'm gonna do with that is I'm going to go into my main melody, and I'm going to pull all the root notes, and I'm gonna hit Control C. Now, again, this is just how I personally would make a Juice Wrld type beat. If you, I have plenty of time to do stuff like this, but if you don't, then you can just copy the kick pattern and be about your way. But this is what I personally do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 808, and I already know that this 808 is tuned to C2, so I don't have to do all the extra work, but I'm going to go ahead and cut itself, and I'm going to go ahead and set it to C2. I'm going to go into my piano roll, and I'm going to paste those in there. Now, the reason that I'm going to go ahead and paste those in there is so I know where my root note is, and I know where where I need to cut when I paste my kick in. So I'm going to go to my kick pattern, Control A, Control C, go back into my 808, and hit Control V. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my slicer tool. I'm going to speed up the footage so you don't have to sit through all this, but I'm going to grab my slicer tool, and I'm just going to slice wherever there's a kick. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and drop it down 3 octaves, 1, 2, 3, and now we're on C2, so this is what we have. Real Juice Wrld-y sounding already with the with the 808 pattern, with the kick pattern, clap, and the melodies itself. All Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to get our hi-hats. Now, Juice Wrld hi-hats are always complex. So what you're going to want to do with your hi-hats is you're going to want to find something that works with the track that you're working on, with like a hi-hat sound that works perfectly with what you've got going on, and then take that and just go crazy. Like, don't go too intense with it because, you know, too many hi-hats can get really annoying, but you do want to make it unique and make it your own. So alright, so we got our hi-hat, and now what I like to do with my hi-hats is I'll go ahead and I'll mute everything but the kick and the clap and the hi-hats, so I can get a kind of... Alright, so I'll go ahead and lay in my hi-hats, and I do want, you know, a two-step, but I'm going to mess with the two-step hi-hat pattern itself. So what we have right now is just a simple two-step. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my my selection tool, highlight the first note, hit Alt-A, and move this right here in the middle so it sounds like this. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to, I'm going to take these, and I'm going to do like this, and I'm going to bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then I'm going to take all these and move them up like this. So now we have, all right. And then I think I'm going to copy this, but I'm going to make it unique right here at the end and make it speed up. But I'm going to bring it up just a little bit so it's... All right, and then I'm going to take these, and what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to make them all go up instead of down on the next part. So, like this. Bring this one up, and then bring this one down. So this is what we have. Alright, and I like that hi-hat pattern, so I'm just going to copy that over, and this is what we have. Alright, so now let's see how it sounds with our actual beat. That sounds awesome. I'm really liking this vibe that I've got going on right now. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to add in some of the percussion elements, snares, probably a little like rim, and probably some open hats in there a little bit, just something to give it more of a bounce, more of a groove. I'm going to speed up the footage so you don't have to watch me doing all that. I've already went over all the basics. I have a video called 5-Minute Friday Percussion Elements. If you want to learn how to make your percussive elements have more of a bounce, go watch that video. I'll put the link down in the description. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and speed through this process, and I'll be back when it's all done. All right, so I'm back, and I went ahead and gotten all my percussive elements done. I'm going to go ahead and mute everything just so you can hear the percussive side of the track, and this is what I came up with. And this is what it sounds like all together. So very Juice Wrld-y, in my humble opinion. And next I'm going to show you how I would arrange it. So let's get into it. So first I would hit Control-A and I would hit Control-B 13 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And what that does is it puts it right on 113. And that makes it right at 3 minutes and 12 seconds. And that's usually, you know, how long a beat would be, unless somebody wants like an 8-minute beat or like a 30-second beat. In that case, alright, so first off, I would probably start off with just the main melody. So it'd be like this. Something like that. And then I'd probably bring in this next part with some claps and probably my snare just to give it a bounce a little bit, just so you know what you're expecting a little bit. So it'd be like this. and then it would come in like this. And then to bring in the actual beat component itself, I'd probably take out the claps and the snare for this last little part like this, and this is how the beat would come in. I would put a crash to let the rapper know if somebody wanted this beat or if Juice WRLD wanted this beat. That's what I would put in. So it would be like this. And yeah, that's how I would make a Juice WRLD type beat. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell to receive all notifications from me. Thanks for tuning in. If you are not aware yet, I am holding a contest on my channel to win Omnisphere, Electra X, or a beat kit that I personally made myself. If you would like to enter that contest, there will be a link in the description. All the info's in that video. I hope y'all have a wonderful, blessed day.